Disclaimer. We are two regular guys who love to talk Bone Thugs and Harmony. We do not represent Bone Thugs or any Bone affiliate. We are also not Bone Thugs experts. The views and information you hear in this podcast may be based on personal opinion. Please feel free to leave corrections and clarifying information in the comments. And enjoy. Kick that shit.
What is up, y'all? It's CSOS Beyond the Harmony, beyondtheharmony.com. Back again with the one and only
John Lippy.
And for the first time ever, our brand new junior correspondent,
Ty the Wise One.
and this is Thug Tuesday Live. Everybody let us know if you're hearing us okay out there on YouTube. Want to make sure everything's working. I appreciate everybody that was rocking with me earlier as I did my test live stream. Now we got everybody on here, and I'm feeling good. You know we got a big one tonight, y'all. We got a real big show. Oh, we're hearing... How are things? I think I'm getting a little feedback.
Yeah, I'm hearing the delay, the YouTube delay. So it's in my earpiece.
All right, let me just make sure here.
It might be me.
Yeah, do you have all your preview windows muted, Lippy?
Yeah, I'm good. I had to pause the live stream, so can't have them both going.
Yeah, just turn the volume down on the live stream. So, yeah. So, okay, cool. So we are good to go. That's why we have this little 15 minutes at the beginning to make sure that everything's good. Lippy's good. Ty Wise is good. Speaking of Ty Wise, while we're here, before we have the one and only Soulja Boy call in, Ty's got a brand new segment. We appreciate everybody that's been checking out The Facts Don't Lie with Ty Wise. And we are getting ready to expand his segment in a big way. We're going to be bringing on some guests for him to interview. So he is jumping in with us tonight to get his feet wet with Soulja Boy. So Ty, it's good to have you, man. How you been loving the Beyond the Harmony fan base so far?
I tell you what, Cecil, it's been an incredible experience in just this short time. I've been following the channel since it first started, and I actually was following John on his previous channel for a really long time prior to this channel evolving into what it's become today. And, just following the day-to-day happenings with Bone Thugs and Harmony and the affiliates is something I've always done. I think it's something a lot of fans out there have always done, but we just never had a community to host it all and kind of have all the information in one single area. So it's been quite a pleasure to dig up things and find out new facts, and with the news segment, keep people in the loop about things that are happening. Because you know how it was growing up. Whenever something happened with Bone, you had to hear it from a buddy and hear it from a friend, and dig around on the internet. And now we have this awesome community that can keep you completely up to date with not only Bone, but with the affiliates, new things that are happening, and uncover some never before answered questions in history about previous albums and just the making of what this amazing rap group and industry is about.
Yeah, I think it's really important for us to have Ty on here, keep doing the news. Me and John are just way into the old shit, and it's important for us to talk about the new and the current. So Ty is going to be doing that as well. But tonight is all about something that we love, the original Mo Thugs, the Mo Thugs family, and who better than Soulja Boy? We had a great interview with Soulja Boy. I think the Soulja Boy interview is our highest rated ever, John. So it's great to have him back, but this time it's different. Tonight it's going to be live, and that makes it a lot different than what happened. We're pumped to have you guys be able to call in tonight. So I want to let you guys know what's going to go down here. You guys will be able to call in tonight. We'll post the number here soon. What's going to happen when you call in tonight, guys, is you're going to call in, and we're going to let you guys ask your question, and then we're going to go ahead and mute you from the call. At that point, it'd be best for you to just hang up and then go ahead and listen. We want to be able to make sure that everybody gets a chance to talk to Soulja Boy tonight. So unfortunately, we'll only have enough time for you guys to call in, speak to him real quick, and then ask your question to make sure that everybody gets a chance. You can also ask questions in the chat, and we will try to ask as many of those as possible. But please, don't sit there and flood the chat. We'll have 1985 Gemini in there, and the three of us all trying to keep track of those questions to try to make sure that they get asked. If you want to guarantee that your question gets asked, hit that super chat button. Hit that super chat button. Any super chat amount will make sure we guarantee ask your question. Even if you don't have a question, the super chat helps support the show. It helps support us doing these interviews to make sure that we can, just do these things and do the giveaways that we do. So if you love Beyond the Harmony, hit that super chat button and show that love tonight. But tonight it's extra special because the super chat will make sure your question is guaranteed asked. But we will be also posting the number for you to call in tonight as well. Soulja Boy will be calling in here, I think probably in the next 10 minutes, and we're gonna go over a lot of stuff. There's so much that we went over with him in the last interview, but there's still a lot to ask the guy. There's still a lot to know.
Yeah, and I want to make sure that we also make mention that there's a delay between what you guys are hearing and what we're saying. That's just the way it is. We're going to improve upon that hopefully over time, but it's just how it is right now. So there'll be a little bit of a disconnect between what we're saying and the chat as well.
Yeah, so what it is actually is YouTube runs about a 30-second delay in the stream. It's actually something YouTube does, and I don't know if they do it like the same reason when they do live TV. There's that 30-second delay in case shit happens. So I don't know if that's why, but there is about a 30-second delay. So don't worry, your question won't get lost. Shout out to 1985 Gemini, who is in our chat. She is your friendly moderator for the night, along, of course, with me, John, and Ty Wise. But 1985 Gemini will be in there, and she'll help us keep track of questions. This is Thug Tuesday Live, so there will not be a Thug Thursday this week. This is your Thug Thursday. Thug Thursday last week was part one of our interview with Sin, and we'll be talking to Soulja Boy about Sin tonight as well. There's a lot going on, you guys. I'm not gonna ruin it because I want to make sure that Ty Wise has his chance to talk about all the shit that's going on currently in Bone. But there is a lot going on. There's a lot going on. 2019 looks real exciting. And if you guys are paying attention to social media, I'm gonna tell you right now, the thing I'm most excited about. Busy is working on a project with Blaze. And it is I've heard parts of it, and it is gonna be fucking fire. You guys ready? This new Busy project is gonna be Fuego Inferno fucking fire.
I'm fired up for it, man. Especially those snippets we heard, and it's gonna be good.
So good. It is going to be so good. Will you guys?
We got a super chat question, by the way.
Hey, shout out to Rez with that $1.99. We love that. Thank you so much, brother. Will you guys have Tony C on the show this season? I don't know. Tony C is on our list of people that we want to have on the show, and I have found a contact with Tony C, but yeah, we do not have him locked in, but I would love to have Tony C on here. I'll tell you right now, I'd love to have him on here. I think that would be a great interview. I tell everybody the same thing. If there's somebody that you want to have on the show, I love when you guys tell us. We always get the comments, have this person on, have this person on. I want to have fucking everybody on, but I'll tell you right now that it helps if you guys go to their social media and just, send them a message or send them something and say, hey, I want to hear you on Beyond the Harmony. That helps us when we reach out to them, when they say, yeah, people have said they want to hear me on there. That's big. So if there's somebody that you guys want to have on there and they have some kind of social media, make sure you let them know. But yeah, I would love to have Tony.
Yeah. And also, just to reiterate, if you let guys out there, let Romeo Antonio know you guys want to hear the rest of that interview. We brought it up last time.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys are reaching out to Romeo, but we haven't heard back yet. And these hours, that interview is solid. You guys want to hear this. I haven't even heard the whole thing yet.
No, it's good. It's good. And some people ask, like, why Romeo has to approve. Here's why. We try to just give every guest the ability to approve it, because sometimes we get in here, we talk about so much. We're in a real private setting. We'll speak my Romeo call was fucking 9 hours. 9 hours. So of course you get caught up in conversation. You get just talking. You forget that you're in an interview and you're just kicking the shit. So, for Romeo, he wants to make sure that there was nothing in there that was said that shouldn't have been, and it is a lot for him to have to review. Like I said, it's 9 hours, but let him know the first part was dope and that you want to hear more. You want to hear more. I see so much love in here. Australia up in here. Germany up in here. Boston, Los Angeles. This is fucking outstanding. You guys are fucking amazing. Thank you all for tuning in. We're going to have Soulja Boy here very, very shortly. I would assume in the next couple minutes. And then the three of us are going to talk to him for a little bit. And then we're going to
I got a question for the people in the chat. I know it'll be a little delayed by the time you hear this, but I'm curious at how many of you in the chat have read Machetes Dipped in Rum. It's the oral history of Bone.
It's really good.
Curious if anybody out there has read that one, and I know a few of you, but I don't remember how many have read the autobiography Inside the Busy Mind.
John, I
got muted.
Unmuted.
Yeah, John, I think I accidentally muted you there for just like two seconds. So you may just want to repeat that last part. I didn't want to cough in everybody's ear, and I fucked it up. This is the love of being live, you guys.
Yeah, so the question was, I think the Machetes Dipped in Rum part, that came out. But I also wanted to know how many out there has read the Busy Bone autobiography, Inside the Busy Mind. Just curious to see who's read that and who hasn't. I've read Machetes Dipped in Rum, and I'm in the process of reading Inside the Busy Mind. It's fascinating. I mean, it's way better than I thought it was. So if you haven't read it, I already have a couple of videos lined up to show some extra stuff. I already made one video about page 1, but I read some stuff last night that it just blew my mind. I'm gonna have a video about it pretty soon, and it's pretty cool information. It deals with the first song of not just rap, but the first song Busy Bone ever heard in his life, and it ties in to Crazy Bone. So wait till you see how this plays out. Be on the lookout for that video.
It's gonna be a good video. We got a lot of good videos coming. We're gonna be recording one next week. Also, we're gonna be interviewing Diego Black. next week. He was Bone Enterprises manager and helped put Bone and Eazy-E in a room together for the first time ever. So if you want to get your questions in for that, we posted a chance on the BT&H board, the art of, I think it's called the Art of Bone. Is that right? I can't think of which one it is. I think it's the Art of Bone. And then, of course, we have a community tab right here on YouTube where we also posted it there. So you can get your questions in for the Diego Black interview. There's a lot, man. There's a lot and not enough time, unfortunately. This is a completely free thing that we do over here at Beyond the Harmony. John and I, and now Ty Wise, completely just us diving time into it. So, you know, I wish I had more time. I hope maybe this would be a paying gig someday. Wouldn't that be crazy if it was a paying gig someday?
Yeah, and also somebody had suggested a trivia show, so we're gonna try to figure out how to make that happen. I really like that idea for whoever proposed it.
Yeah.
Great idea, and looking to finding a cool way to do it, interactive with everybody. And there's one other thing I wanted to say too, is now we have Ty on the show, and we're trying to figure out ways that make sense to incorporate even more of the Bone fan base into it. Just have a way for everybody to somehow show their Bone love through our network. And so we have some other things in the works as well. So this has always been to incorporate everybody. This is like the evolution of the Bone boards of the past, of the 90s. Like this is the spot right now. And we're building off of that legacy of the fun that we had in the late 90s and trying to recapture it here. And we're constantly trying to find better ways to just get everybody involved. The live chat, this is a new thing that we started this season. It's going great, and we're still looking for more ways to continue to improve on the show.
All right. I'm going to take a look here. It looks like, I believe we have Soulja Boy. Let's double check. Beyond the Harmony, who we got with us?
It's King Jammer, a.k.a. Soulja Boy.
King Jam up in this motherfucker, y'all. Like that. Chat up with the flame emojis for King Jammer, a.k.a. Soulja Boy in the house. Back again on Beyond the Harmony. Jammer, what's good, brother? It's been a minute.
Yes, I have. How are you?
Hey,
hearing from you guys.
We're doing good. I think I told you, but the interview that we did with you is the highest rated Beyond the Harmony segment as far as interviews go of all time. So congratulations, King Jammer, Soulja Boy, with the highest rated interview in Beyond the Harmony history.
Alrighty.
So
a good look, a great look, fellas.
So we got you a little different situation. The last one was the pre-record, but now we got you on with the live audience. Our chat room is blowing up right now. There's a lot of love for you in here. So I think what we're gonna do tonight is I'll just ask you a few questions. We'll play a little catch up, and then I think we should let some people call in and ask you some questions. I think it's been a while since we've been able to get you this up and close and personal with your fans.
Nice. Let's go.
Yeah, man. So
let's go.
Last time we talked, we had just briefly talked about a few reunion situations, some things that had happened in the past. But me, man, I'm paying attention to everything. I've been trying to put all my favorite Mo Thugs back together, and I see Archie, and I just interviewed Sin, and I see something going down right now. You give me a little background on what I might be seeing happening with all you guys?
Oh yeah, we about to smoke this motherfucker out. You hear me? Sin, King Dog, Archie, Jazz of Too True.
Yeah.
Me, Boogie Night. I'm trying to pull more heart in before they cost us Yeah, we're working on something real mean right now.
Yeah, it's gonna be real. I mean, that's what we want. And I was talking to Sin after our interview, and there's even some other people I'm gonna try to get you guys linked with, to make sure like you guys get like an artist that's been connected to the style for a long time. It's any artwork stuff like that. We as a community, this is a project we've wanted to see for so long that we want to make sure that this is the home run that it deserves to be. So we're real pumped to see this. You know that this is what everybody wants to see, Jamma. This is the big one.
Yeah, it is, man. We got a couple of pieces right now. We got one with Boogie Night from the Poetic Hustlers and Sin from Graveyard Shift and myself.
Oof.
I think we're gonna get ready to drop that one and shoot a video for it. It's nice though. It's deep because we have a few different producers that's working with us other than Archie Blaine, and we have a real good Mo Thug sound right now. It's a very good sound right now, and I'm happy because it's just bringing back memory.
Yeah.
For what we have right now. But we trying to drop everything ASAP. It's not going to be a prolonged thing. We don't have to be waiting till the summer break and all that. Like, no, we're just going. We're just going.
Yeah.
Non-stop this time.
That's good because us as Bone fans, unfortunately something that we've got real used to is the hype and we hear about stuff and then it gets shelved or it doesn't happen or the label or whatever it may be. So to hear that you guys are ready to go forward with this, you had said that you got a few producers. You wanna give that away, or you trying to keep that a secret who these other producers might be?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep them in the pocket. I don't want to, I don't want to give it away right now. But man, this project is definitely coming together.
Good.
A man seeing he going crazy with it. He got a few solo drinks already. He like, my homeboy smashing out right now.
Yeah.
So the energy is great. It's a real good energy right now, man. It's a great time for us too.
Yeah, we just had Sin on the show, and his segment did great, and the fans really loved it. They loved hearing from him. It was a really good, positive interview, which I think is something that Sin needed, so he could see that there's still so much love for him and for you guys. Let me ask. I mean, if this project is successful, and it gets the love that it deserves, and that we anticipate it will get, is this something that we may see some live shows?
Oh yeah, we're definitely going on the road. That's for sure. People been banging the door down for so long, man. I don't understand why. Like, at this particular time, and the age we are right now, we all should be collaborating at this point, and really smoking this bitch out because, like I said, everyone is waiting for something, whether it's a group that they remember or artists that remember or something new. You know what I'm saying? If you need a breath of fresh air, and I truly believe what we have, like even Boogie Night, he going crazy too.
That's good.
Like I'm really happy that everybody is just on a spaz mode.
Yeah.
Because that's what's needed right now. Like bring that lyrical content back. Those beautiful concepts. When you're talking about something. We really, really have some good shit right now.
Now, is there a name for this? Is there a name for like the group or the collective, or what is this going to be under?
For us as a group, the Originals.
Oh, okay, I'm with it.
Nice.
The Originals.
Yeah, that's that OG shit. I'm with it.
Yeah, the Originals, man. We're gonna go full fledged with this. It's not saying that everybody is going to be with it, because I truly don't believe everybody is still doing music. We just haven't been in contact with each other like that. But for the ones that is, shout out to Ken Dog, shout out to CM from Gray Yard Shift, shout out to Boogie Night, More Heart Purported Hustlers, shout out to Jazz, Brina from Too True. Like, we're really trying to get this thing moving. It's long overdue. It's long overdue. And it won't. I know for a fact it won't fail because of the energy behind it. People, the supporters, the people that's been holding it up all this time. As long as they never go away, we'll always be here. You know what I'm saying?
I know, for you, I know that especially you have tried to put one of these reunions together for a long time, and there's been things that have, for whatever reason, gotten in the way. This one seems special, though. This seems like this one's really going, and I think that the big thing there is there's so many of you ready for this now. You guys are at a mature age, where you guys can do this now. In the past there's been a lot of roadblocks, but the unity from the originals right now is big. So I'm excited to hear that. Soulja Boy, I know that it's a busy life for you, so we don't have a ton of time. So I think we should get some callers in. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, and one more thing, man. I can't forget my homies, man. Immortal Thugs. We definitely rocking.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely rocking. Man. I can't just. Hey, Shine. I'll see you in a minute, homie. I forgot to call you. I apologize. Yeah, man. But let's do that, man. Let's get some calls going in and see what's going on.
EMT, man, I talked to those guys a lot as well. We're gonna get the Immortal Thugs up on here. They've all agreed to do interviews, I believe. So we want to get them all on here as well. We have the call lines open, you guys. I've gone ahead. I have dropped the number in here, so call in and we will get you guys on. Remember, when you call in, you guys can call in and ask your question, and then I'm going to boot you off the line and make sure that we got enough time for everybody to get in here and speak with King Jamma. There's a lot of you waiting, so we want to make sure everybody gets their opportunity. And while we are waiting for the calls to come in, something that we were talking about on the last show was just your thoughts on different songs and things that had happened. But there was one that we wanted to ask that we never got an opportunity to really talk about. So while we're waiting, I'm going to ask you about it. What did you think when Bone did Ghetto Cowboy during the Mo Thugs? Well, how'd you feel about that track? I've always kind of wondered what your thoughts were about the Ghetto Cowboy track.
I was like, damn, they ain't get me on that mother. I was salty, man. I'm like, oh wait, because it was a crossover, man. You know what I'm saying? What would have been really dope though, if they'd have came down on like some Harleys and shit. With the whole ghetto cowboy look. You got motherfuckers coming down on Harleys. They didn't necessarily have to have on Harley clothing, but to come down on Harleys in the ghetto cowboy, or still rock the whole cowboy, the spurs. You know what I'm saying? With the brims and the coat, but come down on Harleys on them. Don't go as far as back as the Western. You know what I'm saying? Like, just bring it up just a little bit. Well, back then we could just say bring it up. But it was a decent song, man. I liked it. I liked it a lot. That motherfucker went gold or platinum or something like that, if I remember.
Yeah, I thought it was a really big deal for them to like do such a different song. I mean, that's especially for that time period, that would have been crazy to hear you on something like that. So I've always thought too, I mean, that's something that you would have been into to do like a almost like a theme like that.
Oh yeah, man. See, y'all, you know what, man, what's so beautiful about this is none of you all got a chance to hear me. No one really got a chance to hear me. Like, y'all don't even know my talent. You know, so this don't have nothing to do, like, I'm saying, to speak as far as the whole Mo Thug. I'm just talking about, like, individual talents. Y'all really never really got to hear Mo Thug, our individual talent. I think you might have gotten the one one album from one album from Poetic House was like, I didn't get a chance to, got myself, I try to drop on anything. Like I don't think there's any type of genre of track beat that I can't go on. Period. So whether it's country, it's pop, it's dance, I don't care what it is, reggae. I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm going. You hear me?
What's it gonna be like this new project that you guys are working on? I mean, are we gonna see like a more versatile sound, or are we gonna see you guys kind of bringing it back to like that 96, 97?
Both. And we try not to have it to where it's switching back and forth. You get a 90s song, then you get no, it's all like everything in one to give you that. That's what I was saying about the vibe of it. Like the first song we dropped with Bull, I didn't even rap on it. I did the hook, the chorus.
Yeah.
And Sin and Boogie Night did the verses, but the shit sound like, this is no lie, bro. I'm telling you, this is no lie. That shit sound like something that Bone put us in the studio and recorded years ago and it never released it. That's what that shit sound like. And we all agree on that. Nope, I'm not trying to blow no motherfucking toot no horns or nothing like that, bro. I'm just saying the shit, the very first song we done together, that shit sound like a song that was in the vault.
All right, let's.
Wow.
I believe
here. If you understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. And that's what we're waiting for. That's what we're waiting for is to hear. That sound. And it's crazy because I know for you guys as artists sometimes it's like the evolution just doesn't allow for that as much as you'd like to do it. So for you to say this sounds like it came from the vault, that's huge. I believe we have a caller on here. I want to make sure everybody is calling in as well. The call-in information is on your screen, but you can call in at 1-605-562-0444. Don't forget to input the show ID, which is 6657842. Let's get our first caller in here. You are on with Beyond the Harmony and King Jamma. Who do we have?
Beyond Harmony. Yo, this is Therese.
Therese, what's good, brother? Thanks for calling in, man. What's your question for Soulja Boy?
A question for Soulja Boy. I actually posted it in chat, but I'm gonna ask it again. It was actually more so a Mo Thug stack, but the question that I'm gonna ask is how come we never got to see, DJ Unique on the Mo Thugs album? Because the only time we really seen the Mo Thugs work with DJ Unique is on Eternal with Shots to the Double Glock and on the Art of War.
Good question. DJ Unique and Mo Thugs.
Wow. Can he hear me?
He can hear you, yeah.
Okay, I like that question. You know what? Be honest, that was tried. A lot of that was, a lot of trying to connect with DJ Unique in that sense, but I think it never happened because I'm using a better term of it might have been a conflict of interest, maybe, or maybe having tracks that are, because I believe DJ Unique had what he had was fit for the Bone Thug group themselves. I don't know if Mo Thug if we could have really like pulled something off with DJ Unique. And then you got to think like with the Mo Thug, we had different producers. So I think that's how that came about. I don't, but then I can't say that either because DJ Unique is very talented. So that would have been a beautiful thing if that would have, yes. Yeah, that would have been a beautiful thing if that could have happened.
Yeah.
Interesting question.
Yeah, that is a good question, and I do think that would have been interesting to hear.
Yeah, a lot of things was approached back then, but a lot of things wasn't accepted. So And maybe it was because, we were on like some type of high standard, certain things we couldn't do. I'm not sure
Sure.
because it was so many of us, and a lot of us weren't even in the same place. We were like doing shows all over. So, but trust me, a lot of things were addressed. A lot of things were talked about. A lot of things we came across the table. Big discussions. We turned down a lot of opportunities. Great opportunities that would have lasted forever.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a very interesting question. I appreciate that one.
Let's see. I'm getting a little feedback. Maybe it's from you, Jamma. But I think we got some more callers here, so let's just keep them moving. Let's see who we got next. Remember, guys, if you're calling in, once you get your question, go ahead and hang off the bridge so other people can get in here. You're on with Beyond the Harmony and King Jamma. Who do we have? You're on with Beyond the Harmony and King Jamma. Who do we have with us? All right, you're out the fucking game. I think that's still Therese. Let's see.
It looks like we got some muted. I see a 216 and 708.
Yeah, I think that's the kid that just called in. I also see, guys, some of you are trying to call. I saw somebody say that they were trying to call from out of the country and it was going to cost you too much. If you go to callin.beyondtheharmony.com, it'll give you a list of local numbers for you in other countries, and you'll just call that number and the show ID will be the same. So don't be scared to call if you're in another country. Jamma still wants to talk to you. You just won't be able to do the 605 number. So, and I don't know, it sounds like somebody, I don't know if it's you, Jam, or somebody has, it sounds like maybe the live stream in the background. We're getting a little feedback here. Who do we have? Y'all Beyond the Harmony and King Jamma. Who do we got with us? Motherfuckers are scared to talk when they get on, right? So let me ask, while we're waiting for somebody else to get dialed in, we just had the DJ Unique question. Were there any other producers during that time that you wanted to work with that you didn't get the opportunity to work with, either associated with you guys or just way out there? Who are some of the producers you wanted to work with?
Romeo.
Really?
You
didn't get to work with Romeo at all?
No.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it was Mo Thug. We didn't even really get a chance to work with each other in a sense. If you notice, a lot of the work we did was with Mo Thug themselves. We didn't have a lot of work with each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? Which would have been beautiful, Ken Dog, Soulja Boy, and Poetic Hustlers, Graveyard Shift, Poetic Hustlers, and MP5. You know what I'm saying? Too True and Soulja Boy and Trey. Like, man, it'd have been a beautiful thing, man. That's what I'm saying. A lot of things came across the table. A lot of things didn't. But that was definitely a thought as well to do that. I don't know why it never came about. I don't know if it's that we was too busy. I don't know if there was something behind it. I don't know. But I do know that would have been a beautiful thing to have those features like that. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of stuff that Bone recorded on Mo Thug that was never released.
Yeah.
So you do have a lot of stuff that's still in the vault. Like I remember I was doing some contributions to Tombstone, rest in peace his soul. We had like 2, 3, 4 songs for him that all of Mo Thug was on. Them shits was hard too. I would love to hear them one day.
Now, at one point, I remember talking to Romeo, and he said that you guys, when you guys were down in Miami, that you guys had what did you and Romeo? Was it you and Romeo that had an apartment together at one point?
I think it might have been.
Yeah, it's crazy. So you guys didn't even in that time didn't get the opportunity to work together, at least in the capacity that you wanted to.
Right. Well, we're actually, me and Romeo was kind of like in the cut real quick, putting something together. I'm kind of like everywhere right now, man. I got a bunch of projects that I'm working on that's going to be dropping real soon. Besides the Mo Thug reunion.
New projects. New project alert for all the listeners out there right now.
Yeah, I got a lot of music that I'm getting ready to release. A lot of music, in all different types of genres. We're going pop, we going dance, we going trap, R&B. I got it all, club. Everyone.
Make sure
I got a question, Jammer.
Just
say it again.
Real quick. Shortly after our interview with you last time, there was the NBA Finals with the Cavaliers, and did anybody get in touch with you by any chance to get part of the halftime show or anything, or did anything materialize out of that?
Oh, I do remember something was supposed to go up with that.
Bobby Jones.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, Bobby Jones. So I here's what I think ended up happening, right? Like, Cleveland lost, right? I think what happened was Bobby Jones was trying to do some sort of maybe thug devotion mix, but based around the Cavaliers, and I think Cleveland probably got knocked out, and that's why that didn't materialize. Because that would have been really dope to hear you and Bobby Jones working on something. I don't know if that's one of the producers, but that would be a really good look for you guys as well, to have Bobby Jones on there.
Oh yeah, he contacted me too. What up with it, Bobby? If you're listening, I definitely wouldn't mind doing some work with him.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like this year for me is really going to be. It is epic, as well as the Mo Thug. Like we got some fire, man. We got some fire. That boy Ken Dog going crazy with this shit. Seeing from Graveyard Shift going crazy. Boogie Night from Poetic Hustlers going crazy. It's just time, man. And I'm happy for it because this is something we should have did a long time ago. But things start happening, man. And energies don't connect anymore, and people start going separate ways and living their lives, and a lot of people not doing music anymore. And yeah, so just to even be bringing this back, just to even be talking about we doing something opposed to being in there doing it is just dope to me.
Jam, it looks like we got another caller here. Let's see who we got. You're on with Beyond the Harmony. King Jammer, who do we got?
It's Master Unknown.
Master Unknown. What's up, brother? Thank you for calling in. What's your question for King Jammer?
Hey, man, I had a question about, he had a biography coming out in like 05 to 07, if I remember correctly on the years. Whatever happened with that?
Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Well, I actually recorded some things, a lot as far as that biography go, but the business part of it, we couldn't meet, and so we kind of had to like let that project go. Then I wind up like revamping and doing like a documentary. And I did a lot of filming, which we actually like finished filming that. It was almost like an hour episode, and that didn't work out. So it's just been a lot for me, like a lot of downside
Muted.
As far as my career goes. We already know with the whole name thing,
Unmuted.
the name stealing thing, with my lawsuit with that, and then, you know, just dealing with people who just couldn't seem to tie in. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of my projects fell to the wayside, dealing with those people and those issues. But trust and believe you me, I'm already on it. Like there's so much stuff that I'm doing, man. I'm writing a book right now.
Like, you know, like on your life, or what's the book about?
Oh yeah, the music, my life and music, everything in a nutshell, man. Everything from when I first started music. See, a lot of people don't know. When I first started out as a kid, I was doing this rapping and singing thing, but I was also modeling at that time. My mom had me modeling from like 5 to like 9 years old.
Yeah.
But that didn't do, you know, because she went astray, and like things. That's what I'm saying. Things start happening. There's been a lot of downside for me as far as my career goes. But now everything is lining up for me. The stars is lining up for me, man. And I think my biggest project right now that I'm working on is the whole Mo Thug originals.
I think we got another caller. Let's see who we got here. I know we're under a limited schedule with you, King, so I want to make sure we get them all when we can. Yo, Beyond the Harmony and King Jammer, who do we got?
Yo, it's Cadillac Spin from Boston, Massachusetts, 617. What's going on, fellas?
What's up, brother? Thank you so much for calling in with us tonight. What's your question for Soulja Boy?
And what's going on, Soulja Boy? When you gonna have a reunion with the Mo Thugs, brother?
Oh my G, what's up with you, Bleedo? We working on that right now, man, as we speak. We in the honor of us. We Ken Dog, Sin from the Graveyard Shift. Also Gates. I'm sorry, I left him out. Gates from the Graveyard Shift.
Really?
We got Boogie Night. We got Mohawk from the Poetic Hustlers. We got Jazz from Two True. I'm not sure. I haven't heard anything about Brina yet. I know they've been talking to her. I'm just waiting on some feedback from that. But I'm sorry, Immortal Thugs EMT. We got something nice going right now, man. So we really gonna make this a good one for everybody, man.
Yeah. The fans are so excited for that. It's great to hear somebody actually call in. They must have missed us talk about it at the beginning. So it's you see how excited that the fans are for that reunion of the originals.
Yeah.
You know, so looks like we got another caller. Let's see who we got here. You are on with Beyond the Harmony and King Jammer. Who do we got?
It's Andre the Giant. I want to say what's up, fellas. I spoke to you gentlemen before, and
yes, sir.
Soulja Boy. It's probably a pleasure to meet you.
I appreciate you, my brother.
I don't really have a question for you, Soulja Boy. This, what I'm calling for is to say that I appreciate your contribution to what you've done to the Mo Thug and Bone Thug camp, and I rarely hear anybody just give you the praise for what you've done. Your time has gone unnoticed to me long enough. I mean, I think that what you were able to contribute to that whole thing, like, to me, you were the star of Mo Thugs. And to be honest, I expected for you to break away and become a solo artist and have your own thing, just like you've been doing. But I got nothing but love for you. I don't really have a question. I just want to say peace and blessings to you, and I still rock your records to this day. And it's just a pleasure to talk to you and just to share my 2 cents on what you've done for the industry and the Bone Thug legacy. I mean, Mo Thug records, I'm not sure if they would have got the attention they would have got without you. I respect your songwriting, your singing, the rapping. I really hear what you can do, especially when Mo Thugs 2 came out, the Mighty Mo Thug record. When you came in singing like that, I was like, okay, this guy is ready to go. He's the full package.
I appreciate that, my brother. It's an honor,
this one
man.
isn't really a question.
I appreciate that. That was I definitely appreciate that, my brother. What's your name again?
Andre.
Andre? Can you hear me?
Yo, just remember.
Yeah, I think we lost him there, but that's a great call, man. That makes my day to hear that.
That makes my day to hear that. Yeah, that was it right there, brother. That was definitely something. I honor that. I appreciate that so much, man. I appreciate y'all for even bringing me on, my G. You hear me?
That's what this is all about, you know. We got so much just love for the originals, the history, and that's what this is about. The calls like that, that's what we want to hear. Let's see. We got so much going on in the chat too. Let me make sure that we're getting everything going on in the chat. Soulja Boy, do you have us on speakerphone?
Yeah.
Can you take me off the speakerphone?
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm getting a lot of feedback. The last call, we were getting a lot of feedback there. Jeez, we're lighting up now. We got a ton of calls. Let's see who we got. Remember, guys, if you call in and we get your call, jump off the line so we can get everybody. You're on Beyond the Harmony and King Jamma. Who do we got?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. If you got the chat playing in the background, make sure you mute the chat in the background.
Just a sec. All right,
Can you hear
guys.
Yeah, who do we got calling?
This is 1985 Gemini calling in.
1985 Gemini, one of our favorite callers and our friendly chat moderator. Gemini, what's up tonight? You're on with Soulja Boy. What do you got for him?
Hey, Soulja Boy, what's up?
Queen, what's up with you? How are you?
I'm doing good. My question for you is, everybody knows Crazy Bone being, such a lyrical genius and a mastermind on the mic. Like, how did you feel while you were in the studio working with him? And what did you think of him? And did you learn anything from Crazy Bone as far as rapping?
Good question.
Great question. They're two different feelings because I grew up with him.
Muted.
Right? So
Unmuted.
I knew his capabilities as far as what I knew of him while we were growing up. So him being in the studio before, me seeing him work before he actually got, started getting famous, was a total different feeling, a total different vibe. When I actually got to see him in the studio and work as a big name, it was a different feeling because now I'm looking at him as not only Anthony but Crazy Bone, the star. And yes, he did teach me some things as far as that might go. How to. He always said his words were to make love to the mic. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like when you get on there, that's all you see is that mic, and nothing else should. Like I've watched him write in the midst of like parties and shit. We be in the studio partying, he be writing a verse. I watched him go in the booth and fucking record 4 or 6 bars and stop, smoke some, and then like the shit just come out the air for him. So I learned a lot from him. Like sometimes we can fill in our verses with stuff that we hadn't even wrote for that particular track.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So Crazy, like a master at that shit, bro. He, for real. Like I thought I knew some shit, but when I started recording with him, I'm like, okay, so we can do this too? You understand what I'm saying? Like he had his own little shit going. Like even from the Bone Thug group itself, he had his own. Man, listen, this is no disrespect to the group. Crazy Bone, without them fucking hooks, them concepts, like Bone wouldn't sound the way that they sound. That brother, I watched that brother do, like start from scratch. You hear what I'm saying? Like he'd take a dead roach and turn that motherfucker. Yeah, I done watched him take a song from like just make the beat and then it just turn into something. So yeah, he taught me a lot. He definitely taught me. He was definitely an inspiration to, my career.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you are the as far as Mo Thugs, when people talk about the Mo Thugs, and then of course people always talk about the creative genius of Crazy. I think you're the one that gets compared the most often to Crazy. Ty, it looked like you had a question.
Yeah, what's up, Soldier? This is Ty. I had a quick question for you, and I actually have Crazy Bones going to be performing live in concert here in my hometown on Friday. And on the Crazy Bone topic, I wanted to know, what is your current relationship with Crazy, or how is y'all's friendship, or do y'all associate or speak every now and then, or any possibilities of ever linking up in the future or anything like that?
Yeah, we do. We speak every now and then. I think that we have kind of, all of us, I'm not even going to speak for just me and him, I think all of us kind of grown apart. But me and Crazy Bone always had this like sort of brotherly love. Like a lot of people don't know, like me and him, besides Lazy, like Lazy to me was like like my little brother. I was more so like flesh and bone to Lazy. I used to be beating motherfuckers up for Lazy. You feel what I'm saying? Like he was my little bro. I turned against the hood for Lazy. But Crazy was my bro as far as the music goes. You know what I'm saying? So we always talk. Yeah. I don't care what happened, whatever happened in the Mo Thug, whatever happened in this situation. Me and Crazy always, I don't care if it took 6 months, a year, we would run into each other, or one of us would get each other's number and we'd chop.
We got
That's dope. That's good to hear.
We got a lot of people I see still in the queue here. Gemma, we got time for the ones that I see still in the queue with us.
Let's go.
All right, let's get them. I want to make sure we get everybody in. We got so many people, and our chat room is lighting up too. We see all you guys. We just getting so many calls that it's hard to hit the chat. But shout out to everybody that's in this chat room as well, showing love. I mean, there's tons of people, just so you know, Jam, in here showing love. Relentless Dre, who's an MC out of Maryland, he actually says that he wanted to call in. He's got a lot of noise, but he says he hopes that he hears "I'ma Dust Ya" get re-released. So many things going on in the chat room. Don't forget to hit the super chat, you guys, especially if you want to get a guaranteed question in. We'll see it if you hit the super chat, and we'll get that question in. And call us in right now, 1-605-562-0444 with the show ID 6657842. If you're calling from outside of the United States, you can go to callin.beyondtheharmony.com and get a local number so it doesn't cost you a bunch of money. And you are on with Beyond the Harmony and King Gemma. Who do we got calling in?
Hey, this is Kyle from Flint, Michigan.
Kyle from Flint, Michigan. Thanks for calling in, brother. We got you with Soulja Boy. What's your question?
I just want to say, first and foremost, I've been following Beyond the Harmony since you guys came out with it.
Hell yeah.
You guys
Thank you, brother.
amazing podcast. It's very interesting to sit back and really listen to see what everybody's opinions are.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, man.
And it seems like everybody has it almost seems like everybody's got the same opinion on certain things. But my question is, we need to see like a Crazy and Soulja Boy album. I think that's something that would just be insane and just crazy. Soulja Boy is definitely one of my favorite Mo Thug members. I think Lowdown was by far the best song on the first Mo Thug's album. So I think we need to definitely hear a Soulja Boy Crazy Bone album for sure.
Soulja
Yeah.
Boy, what do you think, man?
Yeah.
The whole album, what would that be like? You know, we always wanted to hear the Busy Bone, Crazy Bone album. We finally got that. It was a lot different than what fans thought it was gonna be. What do you think that would be like, Crazy Bone and Soulja Boy in 2019 for a whole album?
That'll be bananas, bro. That'll be epic. That's like almost unexplainable. You know, that's something like me and him never even talk like that. Like, so if he can hear this, or if he's going to hear this, or whatever, like that would be super. That'd be. I don't even have no words for that. That would be an honor. It'll be epic.
Oh yeah.
It'll boost everything. It'll boost everything. I mean, absolutely everything that surrounds the music. It will boost it. That'll be a beautiful piece right there, man. Because I definitely wouldn't be going in there playing when you rapping with somebody like that.
Oh, you
Crazy
can't.
Bone, the shit, man. Hey, man, I remember seeing him in class. I used to be walking past. Dude was quiet as shit. Like, Crazy Bone was very, very quiet. But when you open his mouth to rap, bro, it's like you wouldn't even expect. Like, even looking at him, you wouldn't even expect him to say the shit that he be saying, or to come up with the stuff he. Man, I ain't gonna lie. I watched Crazy Bone do a song and this is no bullshit. Let me see. I want to say 90. We was staying in Miami. He had a little mini mansion out there. We was staying out there. I seen this dude write a song he wrote and recorded that shit in I want to say 15, 20 minutes tops.
Damn. Wow.
This shit fire too. Hey, you remember the song The Dummy Man?
Oh yeah.
Man, that dude wrote that shit. Hey, bro, I watched Crazy Bro do that song, man. He recorded that song in 10 minutes, bro.
Gee, that's crazy.
He writes so fast. I'm talking about super fast. Like, we'll be sitting there talking, just holding a conversation, he'll be smoking a blunt. Man, that damn verse will be finished in 15 minutes, bro. For real.
Did that put you under the pressure? You know, you're when you guys are in Mo Thugs and you're dealing with somebody like Crazy Bone, he bangs out a song in 15 minutes. I mean, does that put you under the pressure that you gotta bang your verse out in 15 minutes as well, or you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another thing he taught me. That's one thing I learned from him. Just a few things I learned from him without him even teaching it to me. I was just watching, because he a whole entirely different artist. Like, I watched artists growing up. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing to do. But when you grow up with somebody that great that in the game, you gotta watch and pay attention. And yeah, man, that definitely puts the pressure on you, because I'm used to having my beat and relaxing to it and spending my time with it. So that's why I was saying I got the whole make love to the mic. When he said that, I started doing that with the beat. I would take my time with the beat. There's a few songs that have come out. I write them shits fast. I done 20-minute, 30-minute writing, record 10. So I get a 30, 40-minute before the whole song is done. But I'm talking about sitting there chopping it up with Crazy. We holding a whole ass conversation, and he smoking. We passing the blunt back and forth, and he can roll a whole 10, 16, and 15 minutes and ready to go in there and record that shit is beautiful. You hear me? I'm telling you, man, I watched all of them dudes do some shit. I'm telling you, man. These are the moments that I had with them are priceless. So I don't care about the money and none of that shit.
Muted.
I care about, they gave us some names so crazy, man.
Unmuted.
So we talk about 20, we going on 3 decades later, bro.
Yeah.
We're working on the 3rd decade, and motherfuckers are still talked about we did. Man, come on, man.
And you guys still have fans that love you to this day, and a lot of it, most of it, you know, we can say was at least started in that foundation with Bone. So there's a lot of love and praise to, I think, be given out there to Bone. We have so many callers calling in right now that it's crazy. It's hard to keep track of all you guys. Let's get another one on here.
Let's go.
All right, you're on with Beyond the Harmony and King Jamma. Who do we got?
What's going on? Hello?
Yeah, you're on with Beyond the Harmony. Who's calling in?
What's going on? Shit, I'm so dizzy. I'm calling out of Cleveland, Ohio. What's going on? Hey, can I ask Soulja Boy and can I ask Crazy Bone a question?
We don't have Crazy Bone on, but we got Soulja Boy on. What's your question?
So, what's up, King Soulja?
King, what up with you, man?
Shit. Hey, I'm trying to find out. So, why don't y'all look for talent in Cleveland? I know you was fucking with Trey V and the films and all of that shit, man. Why y'all ain't coming to Cleveland looking for talent?
What do you think, Jamma?
To be truthful, me personally, I really wasn't all of this time in position to really look for talent and have, you know, established enough to have talent up under my umbrella. But that's a good question because, you know, Bone should have numerous artists other than just the Mo Thug out of Cleveland. That's for sure. That's definitely for sure. But as far as myself go, like, this is something that I'm starting up right now. Like, I'm in the process of, you know, having contracts made and all of that. Once I launch this the way I really want to launch this, then yeah, I would definitely be through my city trying to bring out the best in this bitch because there's some fire in our city, man. There's some real talented people in this city. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's always crazy to hear, you know, what comes out of Cleveland because they're you know, like you said, there is a lot of talent. It's special talent too. You know, the sound is different, the vibe is different. So, you know, and I believe that Bone is actually getting ready to reinvest into Cleveland, and there's some big things I think in the future for Cleveland artists and Bone Thugs in 2019. I expect them to make some announcements. I don't want to give too much out of the bag. Let's get another caller in here. Y'all will be on the Harmony and King Jamma. Who do we got calling in?
I got you.
Yeah, you're all be on the Harmony. Who's this? No. All right. You out the running. You're all be on the Harmony and Soulja Boy. Who's calling in?
Yo. What up? This low. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, brother. Thanks for calling in. What's your question for Soulja Boy?
Shit, man. My question for Soulja Boy is this right here, man. First of all, before I even ask, I just want to say, Soulja Boy, man, you the hands down, man. You was the best Mo Thug's original member. I just want to put that out there. Wish you would have got a solo album from that. But my thing is this, man. How do you feel when you hear like the Bone fans say that you could have been considered a sixth member of Bone Thugs and Harmony?
Ooh, good question.
You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, like, how do you feel about not having that solo album? You know what I'm saying? Pushed back in the day.
Couple good questions.
Those are great questions right there. You know, for them to say that I'm talented enough, excuse me, to be a Bone Thug member is, I'll be elated every time I hear it.
Yeah.
Because I know the magnitude of that. You know, I watched them boys grow. You know, I was in the street with them. We grew up together, and then for them to be where they at today, like, there's no artist that I know that has a song with Pac and Biggie. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, that part right there is something like I feel That's what I'm saying. I'll be elated about that, man. I really, really feel good about people just speaking on that. But to say something like to say that I could actually be a member of Bone Thugs, beautiful thing. Beautiful, beautiful thing. Okay, so not having the album, I had through the years I felt some type of way because I knew I had what it took to get Mo Thug to the next place. Everybody played their position. You know, I just knew that had my project been that had my they'd have dropped my project, it would have added to another piece to the puzzle. So yeah, it had me feeling some type of way because I feel like I was shunned out. I feel like my chance of shining and being given the world what I was on, who I am, what I was on. I was very pissed. I was very pissed. But see, then again, you know, it it's almost like a good thing too because to be thought about and loved and supported through all of these years without having an album is huge as well.
Oh yeah, that's crazy, right? I mean, that is you think about the magnitude of the fact that you know, and this doesn't take anything away from these guys. Poetic Hustlers had a great album. Too True had a great album. GYS had a great album that was unreleased, but somehow still has a great cult following. But you were the only one that we didn't get that album from, and for you to hear fans say, "Hey, you're my favorite Mo Thug," or "You're the best Mo Thug of all time," or you could have been the sixth Bone member, which somebody said that there was even an interview, I believe, at one point that Busy said, "Hey, he kind of is like the sixth member of Bone." Outstanding. That really tells you the level of talent that you had, but more than you knowing that you had that talent, like it's rare when you know it and the fans know it too. I know we're on that limited clock. We still got a ton of people in the queue. We got time for a couple more.
Yes, sir. Let's
All
go.
right, let's get them. So many people calling in. We appreciate you guys calling in. If you are calling in, you just got to wait patiently. If you're trying to get in, it's 1-605-562-0444. Don't forget to hit the show ID, which is 665-7842. If you're calling from out of the country, get your local number. Call in at callin.beyondtheharmony.com. Let's see. Looks like these ones have been waiting a little bit. Let's get one of them. All right, you're on with Beyond the Harmony and King Jamma. Who do we got calling in?
This is Warrior Life in St. Louis, Missouri.
Thank you for calling in. Well, what's your question for King Jamma?
I'm sorry, I ain't got no question. I just want to say I had the Soulja Boy tell him. I ain't seen him in years, almost a decade. I'm a teenage fan. Like, he was my man crush, my husband when I was a teenager.
All right, let's see. I think we just got Soulja Boy muted in this mess here.
Can you hear me?
Jamma, you with me?
Hello?
Yeah,
it's Soulja, I'm here.
Yeah, okay. So we had somebody calling in thinking it was Soulja Boy Tell 'em, which I think is a great segue because I've been waiting for this anyway to ask this. We see Soulja Boy Tell 'em, he's blowing up on social media again. I've always wondered that, we in our last interview, we talked about you going to court. We talked about that whole situation. But, I've always wondered the impact that had on you, win or lose, with that name getting stolen from you. You were such a large, name at that time, in at least in our scene. What's the impact of that? We just kind of saw it a little bit, but tell us about the impact that's had on you.
Something like that, when that name came to me the night that Lazy's child passed away. Baby boy, rest in peace. So for me to use that name
to know what the meaning of their name is, to understand their name, and for me to use it for such a long time, and then someone come in and use it in a wrong aspect.
Yeah.
It really, because you got to understand, like I was still coming from the Mo Thug fall, you know, our empire crumbling, so to speak. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So with that coming behind, it kind of like took life out of me as far as wanting to do music. You know what I'm saying? And then there were other things that happened in life that added to that. But when I started really looking at it for what it really was, I'm like, well, wait a minute. Of course I'm going to be a DeSutis guy, but what will it mean for me to allow him to continue to use the name?
Right.
What would it mean for me? So I said, well, the fact that he's already using it is good promotion for me. It doesn't matter that he's making money off of it. What matters is that he's using it, but he can't use it without people knowing who I am. If he was to ever get to the point to where many know of him and don't know of me, which that very, very well could be right now. Many people know of him more than they know of me with that stage name. Then that's still good, because when I release my music, they're going to have to start comparing. I give them nothing to compare to. You know what I'm saying? But who I am and who I was with this name. But he came out here and made an impact with it as well. So, you know, I'm just in a higher place right now, man.
Have
Like
you two ever have you two actually personally talked, or has it all just been lawyers and you know, shit like that?
Yeah, just lawyers.
Yeah.
Yeah, just lawyers. I'm actually, quiet as it's kept, I'm actually preparing to take him back, because he's Soulja Boy. He's not Soulja Boy. He's still using. He's Soulja Boy. Tell him he's not Soulja Boy.
Yeah.
And
right.
See, that was the whole agreement. I allowed you to use. See, this is what be tripping me out with. And I'm so glad this person asked this question. Or you asked this question. What pisses me off about it is that he's getting all this praise from the accolade, all of the things that he was supposed to have done with the name, but no one is talking about him having the name and where the name was when he started using it. Of course, it helped him to catapult to where he is right now.
Yeah.
You come in the game and nobody knows you, but you're using the name of someone that's famous. You understand what I'm saying? So, but that's not being talked about. It's almost like they're trying to sweep it up under the rug. You know,
yeah. And that was common back then. You know, that was very common back then for record labels to make a new group or a new artist and make it similar either in look or feel to something that was really big. And I know that sounds common now, but it's a different thing now. Back then they would really try to make two things work off of each other, and I've always felt that was, you know, something that was done on purpose. You had a hot name, but at the time that Soulja Boy Tell 'Em started to blow up, you know, your stock had started to go down. So I think that you know, it was a safe thing for them to try to snatch that from you, and I've always been glad that you stood your ground. You know, and you've chased that down, and you should continue to. You should continue to, because it's an important thing for people to know, you know, that foundation. Before we get off on the tangent about Soulja Boy Tell 'Em, let's make sure we get everybody in here. You're all Beyond the Harmony and the original one and only Soulja Boy. What's your question? Dun, dun, dun. Y'all Beyond the Harmony. Who do we got calling in?
Hi, my name is Oliver Hernandez.
Oliver Hernandez, longtime Beyond the Harmony subscriber. What's up, brother? What's your question for King Jammer?
Hi, I just want to know, from Soulja Boy, how was it, growing up with, like, I mean, being with, Lazy and Flesh and, this Soulja Boy, like, man, I just wonder if he, could do, like, a solo album, and, I mean, I'm just, like, a diehard Bone Thugs fan, that's why I'm calling in, and I want to know about Soulja Boy and stuff.
It's great to hear from you, my brother. Well, growing up with them was colorful, very, very colorful, I would say, because Lil Lazy is a little guy, but he has a lot of heart. That's what I loved about Homie. Like, whenever it was time to, to go, he was always like that. He ain't give a fuck if you was a giant. Lil Lay gonna fight. You know, all of them had a something special about them, bro.
Yeah.
So growing up with them, I got the things that a lot of people didn't and wouldn't get from them. I got to sit in the basements and do the freestyling with them and the singing and the harmonizing and smoking the weed and watching them play with Luigi and just all of those different things that people never really got to see with them, how they were with their families and what they were like before they blew up, what type of girls they like, stuff like that. They were fun guys to be around. That's why I said it was very colorful.
In your experience with Bone, with Fame, everybody says they don't want to change. Sin had said, Bone knew. It's like he's like they envisioned and knew they would blow up, they would do Mo Thugs, they would do this. Um, do you think those guys have stayed pretty grounded for to their roots to Cleveland? I see them in Cleveland a lot still. I mean, did stardom really go to them, or are they still really grounded as far as the level of fame they are?
Who Bone themselves?
Yeah.
You said are they ground? I think some people are born with all of that. You know what I'm saying? I think they were naturals. They were naturals.
Yeah.
I don't think they ever got Hollywood. I think they could have came home more. But a lot of people gotta understand too, like Bone was so huge, man. It was so huge. And the demand for them to be everywhere. And then Mo Thug coming in and we were super huge and the demand for us to be everywhere. So I think Bone did the best to their their capabilities.
Yeah.
As far as what they do, they were young guys. We were all young, super young.
That's what I always think of, the age of you guys. Like it's easy for us as fans to sit back and say, well, you should have done this, or you guys should have done that, or they should have done this. But it's like people forget, like when you're young. For me, I think about when I was a young man, when I was 21. I'm like, if I had fortune and fame and power, it's like you don't know what you would do with it, because it's easy as a mature man to say what you would have done, but you forget who you are as a young dude. And how you handle that level that you guys were at, traveling the world and just experiencing that is just, it's unheard of for so many people. You're a blessed individual, Jamma. Let's see, I got one more. I think we got one more. Oh shit, we got a couple more calling in. I see this one for a while, so let's get them in. You're on with Beyond the Harmony and the original Soulja Boy. Who do we got calling?
Yo, what up, man? This is Mo Below. What's happening, man? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you, brother. Thanks for calling in, man. What's your question for King Jamma?
Yo, first of all, I want to say thank y'all, Beyond the Harmony, for putting this together, man, for all the hardcore Bone fans.
Yeah.
Second
Thank
of all,
you,
I want
brother.
to say shout out to Soulja Boy. No problem, man. So I want to shout out Soulja Boy, just like the previous caller said. You know what I'm saying? You could have been the sixth Bone member. I would have actually put you up there with Crazy and Busy. You know what I'm saying? If you were a part of the group. My question is, man, who was your favorite Mo Thug artist
to work with?
Good question.
Yeah, man. That's my dude. Ian is a man. That dude's spirit, bro. That's the one right there.
Yeah.
Him. Because, you know, Ian has this whole down to earth southern his support system, and he's very, very knowledgeable. See, me and Ian was able to always talk about things, but you know, like a real deep conversation. So dude is like witty with the music. He's a fun guy to be around. You know, he like the ladies. You know what I'm saying? Like that dude right there, I think he was the most active. Yeah, I'm gonna say he was the most active as far as having a I want to say character. He had a lot of character.
Yeah.
A lot of Mo Thug artists were kind of like had this laid back approach. You know what I'm saying? We come in, we be deep as shit, but everybody's sort of like laid back. You only had a few people that were like energetic. And Busy one of them, but he wasn't really around like the whole Mo Thug thing like that. But yeah, I would say Sin. I'm gonna give that to Sin.
I saw the pictures you and Sin recently, you know, together. We've talked about that a few times, but you know, it was really good for me as a fan to see those brand new pictures of you and Sin, because we hadn't seen you and Sin since you know, that last time that it looked like you guys were going to do a reunion, you, Sin, and Mohart, and that was really the last time that we as fans saw you guys together. So it was a great moment for us to see those new pictures. If you haven't seen them, you can check them out on King Jam's Facebook. Him and Sin recently in the studio together working on that new, I assume that new Originals project. We've had a lot of calls in tonight. I see people still calling in. King Jamma is actually, if he's not there already, he is headed to the studio. He actually had an 8 o'clock studio spot. It's 8:27, so I see one more person that's been waiting on the line for a while, so let's get them in here before we wrap up. We want to make sure that he gets a chance to record all that new material. You are on with Beyond the Harmony and the original Soulja Boy. Who do we got calling in?
What's going on, chaps? Shout out from London, like UK. Big up to like everyone on Beyond the Harmony. Much respect to Soulja Boy.
Yeah, thank you so much for calling in, brother.
Yeah.
All the way over there. That's great, man. Thank you for calling in. What's your question tonight?
Yeah, so I've got a question tonight. It's more about like the state of hip hop. So I just wanted to touch on, obviously, Soulja Boy, you're from the golden era of hip hop. There was a lot of talent around back then. Everyone had to step up their game because of that, and there was a lot of good music coming out. Okay, and you were one of the only artists in like my kind of recollection. Obviously, there was a few of you that could kind of hold their own on a Bone track and not get overshadowed by the likes of like Crazy Bone and stuff like that. You had your own style, your own flow. My favorite track, by the way, was the Armageddon track. So without digressing, question is, what are your thoughts as like an OG from the golden era? What's your thoughts on the state of hip hop today, and do you think it can recover and get back to how it was? Because like me and everybody else, we missed that era, we missed that music, and that's why we go back to it, and that's why we're on here tonight. You see what I mean? Do you think, like, I don't want to mention any names of these new groups, but there's groups out there recently saying that they're the greatest of all time. What's your thoughts on the state of hip hop, and do you think we'll ever get it back to where it was?
Woo! What a good question. That is the loaded question to wrap the night up.
Yeah, I love that question. So it's interesting that you asked that, because I have been sitting up and I've been studying hip hop for quite a while right now, and the state of it right now is, people think it then got down to it being about the beat and what we see in the video. So we've been stripped of what's natural, which is the talent, we grew up listening to things that brought different emotions out. You know, you listen to a song, it might make you want to go get some puss. You know what I'm saying? It may listen to a song, it might make you want to go clean up your house. Like, there were different emotions. We can't even get emotions out of music nowadays. So I feel like the state of hip hop is damaged right now.
Yeah.
But it can be repaired. It can be repaired if fairness is in the game. So you got people who are in place. They're in place to do things
Muted.
as far as hip hop goes, but it doesn't
Unmuted.
have. It's not fair, so to speak, because you have artists that are coming out that a lot of artists that don't have talent but are placed in position like they have talent. You know, when we get to the point to where you're not writing your own raps, you're not writing your own R&B songs, you know, you just sound good spitting what someone wrote for you. Like that's hip hop is in a bad state right now. Not giving anybody any hope. You know, I think right now what the hip hop doing is catering to the children that want money, that want flash. Dang, you see what I'm saying? It's not pulling out those hungry artists who know what it's really about. It's like they're shunning it. Everybody that has content is being shunned, and they're letting a few through the door to sort of keep us quiet. I guess I assume that's what it is. But the game can be repaired. It's just going to take the artists that know what it is to come together. See, that's the whole thing. If you look at the artists in the South, you can name probably about 300 artists that are really, really out there, that are huge names.
Yeah.
The South stick together. If we can just do that in music, period, I think we make a beautiful impact, make a beautiful comeback, because it won't just be what's going on right now. It's a lot of music that it's not even worth listening to, and that's hard. Come on now, like, since when we have music that we don't even want to listen to, like, for real? The music is that bad that we don't even want to listen to it. So yeah, we're in there. We hanging on the last leg of this thing here, man. Real talk, because everything is repetitive. Everything is repetitive right now. The true lyricists.
What's your feeling on the way? You know, we obviously know the internet. You know, something I say a lot is, you know, internet almost killed music in a lot of ways. Social media. An artist is almost more dependent on social media than anything. I read an article recently that talked about how they, you know, rose Little Pump to fame, and the method was to make him a meme and make him a shared meme, and then to make controversial posts and to make him blow up as a trending topic before people ever heard a song. So before we ever heard a Little Pump song or a Tekashi 6ix9ine song, we knew about them as memes and trending topics. You know, you came up during the time of the machine. You know, you got, if you could get signed to a label, you became part of the machine, and you know, you felt that power. What's the contrast now from the machine the way it was versus what we know as the machine today, which is basically we blow people up for the wrong fucking reasons, man.
And see, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, you make it artists. You're making artists. That's what you're doing. You're making artists. You're not signing artists. You're making artists. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think this whole internet thing is a great thing. I truly, truly do. I think it's a great thing. And by the way, I don't. That whole thing about Soulja Boy Tell 'em being the first person to. He's supposed to be a legend now, and the first person to have music going mainstream. Well, I'm quite sure if he was picked out of many, do that, then you would be the first person. Like that doesn't make sense to me. Like if it was somebody else, then they would be the first person streaming, right?
Right.
That makes sense. So it's just a lot of, and that's what I'm saying. Like that, giving all of these accolades and all of this props to people who, where is the talent? Like, what can you teach my children through your music? You know, I can't. I have a 7-year-old son, and I refuse to let him sit and watch and listen, look at videos and listen to the music, and it's all talking about, you know, the bitches and the money, and that's everybody talking about that. Like everybody talking about that. Like that's what we doing. Like everybody's talking about that. Like, do the artists forget that it's the consumers that spend their money for you to have the things that you have? So in return for their hard-earned money and spending their money on your product, your music, you in turn tell them what you bought. You in tell us how many bitches you fuck, how much money you got. Like seriously, like this is what you're doing to your consumers. You see what I'm saying? Like not giving the consumers, there's nothing to listen to.
Yeah.
It's horrible, man.
Music is in it's in a weird place because you don't hear many songs that come out that are good for the soul anymore. It's all very single serving rather. You know, the hot song that is hot right now, you may forget about completely in a month because we're so oversaturated. But when albums came out in 95, 96, or I'll take it further than that, you know, when an album came out before we had CDs and it was a tape, you had to have a grand slam because there was no skip button. So that thing had to that thing had to beat the door down from the beginning to the end. A lot of heart and feeling went into albums that don't anymore. An artist didn't release something every 3 months. You'd be lucky if an artist could get something out every 3 years, but you knew it was going to be incredible because they put the heart and soul into it. And we don't have classics anymore. I'll be damned if most of the music that we hear that comes out today, if we'll be able to say that any of it touches us 25 years from now. I think it's far and few in between. Guys like Kendrick Lamar, I think, are still doing a great job trying to deliver us music for the soul, but there isn't a lot of music for the soul anymore. And when we talk about the state of hip hop, I think that's the biggest thing that has to change is you can make as many of these trap songs or whatever they are, and they can bang as hard as you want in the club. But when these young kids, these kids that are 17, 18, you know, the age I was when Mo Thugs came out, 25 years from now, when they're in that moment and they're soul searching, you're not going to be able to have that soul search with that music when you put that bullshit in the way I can when I put in, you know, Bone or Big or any of that. So I think that's the big thing. Jamma, we've had an outstanding night, brother. You know, I know we ran you way over. I appreciate you taking the extra time and kicking it here with us. I hope we didn't run you too far out of your studio session tonight.
No, not at all, man. Not at all. I actually enjoyed it, man. It's definitely needed. It's definitely needed.
Yeah, we had some great callers. We had some great callers. I appreciate everybody that called in. If you didn't get a chance to call in, you know, I told you last time. We're gonna have Soulja Boy on again. I'm gonna tell you the same thing. Soulja Boy is a regular now, and we want to make sure he's an important part of Beyond the Harmony. And as the originals continue their journey, and as Soulja Boy continues to drop a ton of music in 2019, you know we're gonna have him on here again. So this wasn't your last chance to rock with him. Hey, Jamma, before we wrap up with you, is there anything else you want to leave the fans with, the Beyond the Harmony listeners? We got a ton of people still listening right now, so if there's anything else, you got to let them know. This is the time.
I just want to say that I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I am so honored. I am elated. I am everything up because of you all, I am here still, regardless of what is going on. Mo Thug is still here. Bone Thugs is still here because of you all, and I appreciate every single one of you. And I promise you that I will not, as an individual artist, as an artist of a music family, that I will not let you down. This year is it will be a great year, and you will get to know me through this music as a promise to each and every one of you all. I thank you so much for keeping me alive, because this is what it's all about, keeping it alive. Thank you so much.
Y'all heard it first right here on Beyond the Harmony. Jim, on behalf of my colleagues, John Lippy, Ty Wise, and myself, I want to thank you for once again coming on and being a guest of ours. And I look forward to the next time we have a chance to do this with you, brother. And I hope you have a great studio session tonight. And you know how to reach me if there's anything that Beyond the Harmony can do to help you guys out, help you out. You just let me know, man, and I got your back.
Definitely, man. I appreciate y'all. Much love, brother. And I will talk to you soon.
Take care, man. Woo! Another good one. Another good one. This one was great. I'm feeling nice. I appreciate everybody that called in. We got a few minutes left, so I know some people wanted to call in. I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna just open the lines back up. So King Jam is not on here. Soulja Boy's not on here. It's me, John Lippy, Ty Wise. But if anybody wants to call in and talk to us, I'm gonna open the lines back up. Give us a shout. What do you guys think, man? This was a big night. This was good.
Yeah, and I just want to say that this is strange, and I think the fans will understand this. I'm so thankful for all you guys calling in and giving Soulja Boy love, because throughout the years I used to say, man, I wonder if Soulja Boy knows how much the fans love him, and to have all different voices from all different places calling in and showering him with the love just made my night, and like it almost fulfilled a need that I had. I needed showering of love on Soulja Boy, and it happened. And so I thank all of you for calling in. Every call was great. Excellent questions. You guys killed it. So thank you. You made my night, and you made something happen for me. So I appreciate all the love you guys showed Soulja Boy. I really do.
Yeah. No, this was this was an impressive show, man. This is only the second time that we've done live. I had no idea how it was gonna go. I never know how this shit's gonna be. We had some technical difficulties at the beginning of the night. We had some on with him. I even think we're having some right now with Ty Wise. So, but the lives go great. The lives are incredible, and this one with Soulja Boy, man, this made my night. And I just want you guys to know that I have some other ones lined up. We haven't pulled the trigger on a date because I wanted to see how this one went, but this one went awesome. I appreciate you guys calling in, having provoking questions. You guys were respectful. Just everything, man. This is what we count on from our fan base, is that you guys are gonna dive into this with us, because we're doing this for all of you guys. And you guys jumped in, and they were great questions, and the respect for Soulja Boy, like John said, the respect for Soulja Boy was so good. Ty, I think things are working now. Ty, give me a test, Ty Wise. Nope, Ty Wise, you sound like a robot. Close out the talk bridge and call back in. You sound like shit.
It's funny. It really does sound like a robot.
Yeah, Ty Wise sounds like a fucking robot. So I do have the
Your
lines
line has
open.
been disconnected by the moderator. Goodbye.
All right. I don't know. I think I just lost Ty Wise. I think I lost Ty Wise, and I think I lost Lippy as well. Let's see if I can get them back on real quick, and then we'll open the lines back up. Oh, guys, live shit is so crazy. Lost our guys in battle. All right. I'm going to post our number.
You are joining the online studio. You are unmuted and can speak with the host.
Somehow the connection dropped. We're going to get you guys all back in. I'm going to post the number back up. We'll get everybody back up in here. This was crazy, too. I appreciate the chat room, by the way. Oh, and I want to shout out Matthew Weaver. He hit that super chat for $5. We were in the fucking middle. We were in the middle of hanging up with Soulja Boy. But shout out to Matt Weaver. Matt Weaver giving us that $5 super chat. Don't forget, you guys, you can really help support the show by hitting the super chat button. Anything helps at all. It all goes towards the show. Everything that we do here, we do absolutely free. We're not paid for this. The only thing that happens is the monetization and the super chats. So if you like what you got to do tonight, if you enjoyed calling in, talking to Soulja Boy, or you enjoy Beyond the Harmony and what we do, please feel free, hit that super chat. Let me just make sure my guys are in here. John Lippy, Ty Wise.
Yep. Can you hear me? How do I sound?
You sound great. We sound good.
Okay.
We've been running it for a while. Okay, guys, so we got the phone lines open right now if you guys want to call in. Things are going really good. We're no longer on with Soulja Boy, but we still got a ton of people in here, and I love it. So please give us a shout. If you want to talk with Cecil West, John Lippy, and Ty Wise about that bone, it is 1-605-562-0444. Our show ID is 665-7842. And if you are calling from somewhere besides the good old USA, you could still give us a call and not have it charge you like crazy. Look up what your local number is.
Yeah, it's spinning.
Yeah, something happened. Okay, I think we're back in.
Okay.
I think we're back in with everybody. If everybody can hear us, we just had a temporary drop, but we should be back. Boom, we hear you. This live shit is crazy. And you guys don't know how much shit I got to do on my side. When something goes crazy, I'm like, oh shit.
Octopus arms in full effect.
Oh, it's so crazy. Every time something happens, I'm just like, all right, remain fucking calm. I think we got a caller calling in. Let's see what we got. You're on Beyond the Harmony. Who do we got calling in?
Hey, yo, what up, man? This is Low again. What up, John?
What's up, brother?
What up, Cecil? What up, Ty? What's happening, y'all, man?
What's up, man? Chilling.
Nah, man. Yo, I got a question, man. Another question. I wish I could have asked Soulja Boy this.
Yeah.
Of course, Crazy and Busy. That was like a Bone fan fantasy for a while, right? And they finally put out that New Waves album, which me personally, I ain't really too much care for that because I figured it was like 15 years too late. But I want to know what you guys would have thought about a Busy Bone Soulja Boy collaboration, just on the single song. From what I understand, they don't, other than Wasteland Warriors, they were never on the same track. You know what I'm saying? So how do y'all think that would have fared if they would have put out, much like Low Down Dirty Shame, it was Crazy and Soulja Boy. What about a Busy and Soulja Boy collaboration? How do you think that would have fared? And do you think that would have been all right?
So did you get a chance? Have you had a chance? And a lot of people haven't had this because it was on the internet for a second and then it got ripped down. Have you ever heard the what is it? What is it, John?
Law of Retribution.
Law of Retribution. There is a Busy Bone and Soulja Boy track that has already happened, brother, and it is amazing.
What year did that come out?
I don't know when they recorded it, but it kind of hit the net last year, and it was around, and then it got yanked, and then there were snippets. I don't know if the snippets are still there. And it was another one. There was actually two songs with Soulja Boy and Busy. The Law of Retribution one sounded great. There was another one of lesser quality, like it didn't have that like crystal clear CD quality sound to it.
Hold Soulja Boy and Crazy Bone and all the producers at gunpoint and forced them in the studio. I think Soulja Boy, the real Soulja Boy,
and
said
and
San
check Crazy
Antonio.
Bone.
He's coming down.
San Antonio this Friday. Solo by himself.
Oh,
Crazy Bone.
Oof, that's good.
oh man, I wish I would have known that earlier, man. I might have to take off work for that. Okay, tenfold. I
It
got
might
you, man.
you might have a catch a cold Thursday night, man. It'll be worth it. Get sick, call in, and come down to San Antonio and check Crazy Bone out.
Yo, crazy! I didn't know that. Hey, yo, just one quick thing since you brought that up. I just want to let y'all know that my first and only concert was a Bone Thugs concert back in '96 when I was in high school. Man, I haven't been to a concert before or since then, and I got to see him live, man. And you know, so it was a very special memory that I got. So
Was it all five?
definitely, you know,
Was it all five
it
of
was
them?
all five of them, man. And by the way, it was all five of them, and they debuted the. It was the first time that I heard Thug Devotion. You know what I'm saying? They performed it live on stage. You know, I didn't know that was a Mo Thug project coming out. And then like the next week, I heard the same song on the radio. So I was like geeked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, that's the song that I heard them perform at the concert live. Man. So that shit was dope, man. But anyway,
awesome.
man, I'm rambling. Y'all go ahead and man, take both callers, man. I appreciate y'all taking my call, man.
Yeah, brother.
Hey,
Thank you for
appreciate
calling
it.
in, man.
All right, no doubt.
We actually I don't know how the fuck right now we are still connected. I actually think we're booted out of everything else.
You don't think
So
we're streaming live on
no,
YouTube? I think people could.
I don't think we're live anymore.
There's still 30 people watching, so I think it's still live. And I asked everybody if we were back, and they said yeah.
We were, but I mean